What's up everyone, and welcome back to Grace Crochets. For today's video, I'll be teaching you all how to crochet a super cute and easy case for your AirPod Pros. Now, the yarn that I used for this is Aunt Lydia's crochet thread, and I'll show it to you really quickly. It is more like a thread instead of a yarn just because of how thin it is. So if you can't find a yarn that's this thin, some really thick embroidery thread would work as well, I believe. And it calls for a, 3.5 to 3.75 millimeter hook, but I used a 2 millimeter hook just because I like my stitches to be really small and tight, especially for a project that's as small as this one is. So let's get started. You're going to start off with 15 chains. Now, if you are using a yarn that is bigger than the one that I am currently using, you obviously aren't going to use as many chains initially. Just make sure that the length of your chains is approximately the length of the bottom of your AirPods. So, to continue on to row 1, you're going to place 3 single crochets into the second chain from your hook. There's one. I'm going to insert my hook into the same chain. There's my second and my third. Now, for the next 12 chains, you're going to place 1 single crochet. For the last chain for your first row, you are going to place 3 single crochets. Here is 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to continue onto the bottom side, and what I like to do to hide my little tail from the beginning is I'll crochet over it. That's just a technique I like to use. But you're going to place 12 stitches until you get to the end here. You're going to place 12 single crochets into the bottom of the single crochets you just made. I'll show you. So here is 1. See how I'm crocheting into the bottom right here? If it'll focus, let's see. Two. 3, and you're going to do that 9 more times until you reach the end. To finish off your first row, you're going to place a slip stitch into the first single crochet from your row. Now to continue on to row 2, for just going all the way around, you're going to place 1 single crochet for each stitch. So meet me back here once you have completed row 2. After row 2, your work should look something like this. And to continue on to row 3, you're going to chain 1 and place a single crochet into the same stitch that your hook is in. And now, for the next stitch, you're going to place 3 single crochets into it. So, there is 1, 2, and 3. And for the next 14 stitches, you are going to place 1 single crochet. Now I'm going to repeat what I did on this side onto this side. So in the next stitch, I am going to place 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And for the remainder of the row, for each stitch, I'm going to place 1 single crochet. After your third row, your work should look something like this. And after this row, you're just going to crochet around and around and around with 1 single crochet in each stitch until you have approximately 20 rows total, so about 17 more rows. But it pretty much just depends on the type of yarn or thread that you're using. It took me about 20 rows. So meet me back here once you have done that. So this is what mine looked like after 20 rows total, and you can see that it kind of comes up and over my AirPod case that I put in. That's because when I pull the drawstrings, I want it to close in on it like that. But now we're going to make this little strap right here. You're going to start off with 45 chains. After you have your chain of 45, you're going to place 1 double crochet into the second chain from your hook. There we go. So yarn over, if you don't know how, insert your hook, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through the next 2. You're going to place another double crochet into the next chain. And now, without chaining or doing anything, you're going to skip 2 chains down here, and in the third chain from your hook, you're going to place a double crochet. There we go. And now for the next 35 chains, if I did my math right, you're going to place 1 double crochet per chain. I don't know if I did my math right, but basically you just want to keep placing double crochets until you have 4 chains left. And then you're going to do what you did at the beginning of the row by not chaining or anything. You're just going to skip 2 chains down here and place a double crochet. And then place a double crochet into the last chain. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. And after you have this, you can place your button anywhere you want. Here. There we go. You can place your button anywhere you want on your case. I did it on the side so it'll kind of hang nicely. And then these holes that we just created by skipping 2 chains, that's where you'll hook them onto the button. And then for the drawstring, I just took 3 threads and then braided them together, tied them off, made some frill at the end, and at the top I just weaved it back and forth to make a drawstring. But yeah, that's a tutorial on how to make a cute AirPods case. I will be posting another video pretty soon on how to make an AirPod case similar to this, but for the smaller case, the original case. So if you don't have the Pros, don't worry, I'll be making a video shortly on how to make the other one. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all the support, and stay tuned for more.